Viewers, we all know the amount of waste that has been generating throughout the Hornbill Festival. But was there any group overseeing these waste generated? And for a more environmental friendly way of living, especially during the Hornbill Festival, where all the murungs, all these stalls have been generating waste throughout. Now, today is the third day, and we have here Kremile Mehta, who is the founder of Green Guard Nagaland. Now, this is the parent body that is overseeing everything. We are here at the Plastic Waste Management Unit, which has been set up by the PHED department and the Swachh Bharat. And now they're using this unit to segregate all the waste. It could be wet waste, dry waste, but which includes aluminium, plastic bottles, glass bottles, and as well as many other items. Kremile, thank you for speaking to us, Nagaland News Network. Can you tell us a bit about Green Guard Nagaland first, and how did this initiative come about?
Green Guard, actually, honestly, it is waste management, something my wife is very passionate about, and hence being with her, it rubbed off, and which led me to do a lot of research and learn about this industry. And the biggest thing that I realized about this, to be very honest, I'm not very passionate about waste management. What I realized is that waste management is so difficult because 10 people are putting in effort to handle the waste of 1,000 people. What made me realize is if each 1,000 person can put in a little bit of effort, this entire situation that we are in right now, Sinok, can be mitigated. It's easily handled where a lot of people put in a little bit of effort.
So, Green Guard Nagaland, now you have different associations or organizations, that is Zub Zub India, Human Matrix Securite, Indoor, and of course Green Guard, and then again the Federation of Packages for Drinking Manufacturers Association. Now this association is coming to pick up the plastic bottles, you say. Now where do you take the waste, all this segregated waste, where are you taking it, how far is it? Is it challenging?
Of course, there's been a ton of challenges. Everyone knows the amount of people that are there at Hornbill, and also all the departments involved are overworked, overstressed. So completely understandable, there were a lot of challenges, but we are working through it, and day by day we are getting better and better at segregating, at collecting, and also disposing of the said waste. As I was mentioning, what we have planned out is the biggest challenge when it comes to waste management is segregation at source. It is when you're throwing your trash, it is having bins, separate bins, and throwing it at the appropriate bins. When these bins are picked up and sent to the sites, it becomes much easier. So to streamline that process, what we have done is we have volunteers at the bins at Kisama. These volunteers will take the trash from the tourists themselves and segregate it at source. So instead of the tourists throwing it at the dustbins, we have a few volunteers who will take it apart and put it in through the trash bags. Now from there we have a vehicle that will be coming down all the way to the, we call it MRF site, a material recovery facility. It'll be coming in here and then dropped right down there. As you can see how our volunteers are helping and workers are helping behind. It's dropped down. The dry waste is further segregated into plastics, aluminiums, cardboards, glass. These are things that are profitable for sale. Can be recycled, can be sold, and a profit can be made out of that. The wet waste is put directly into the Tata Mobile, right here. Yeah. Of course, before it's been put in, we have a weighing scale, which we do completely old school, right? I'll show you how it's done in a bit. Once that is done, then our wet waste, the car goes to a compost site that's been provided to us by Swachh Bharat. So we throw the wet waste then there, which will allow it to turn into compost, fertilizers, which will be used to make our Nagaland green again. Our inert waste, our further inert waste, there's a part over here that's been built where the inert waste is thrown down the shaft. KMC will be sending a large vehicle once a day, which will then pick up the inert waste and then dropped off to the dumping sites at Merima and Lere.
Okay, so Kremile was just telling me that we have about 80 volunteers here working all day from morning till night, till Kisama shuts, and they are here the whole day segregating the waste. Now, are these volunteers getting paid?
Yes.
They're all getting
paid?
Okay.
They'll all be getting paid. Of course, there is one set of volunteers by the Bottling Association that are coming free of cost. They are putting in the effort. Perfect timing. You're going to see the vehicle bringing in the trash.
If I can just
right
ask the camera person to just pan towards the trash that has just come in from Kisama Heritage Village. Now, Mimi, can you tell us a bit, can you tell by the colors of the plastic bag what trash is in there, or it is, are you segregating through the colors of the trash bag?
No, currently we're not segregating by the colors of the trash bag. Like I said, wet waste is usually very heavy and also very spongy, so by touch, whereas dry waste is usually very light and very rigid. So it has a shape.
Yes. All right. So now, Camilla, can you just also tell us this segregation dry unit? There's some machineries I can see. Is this part of the movement that you're having right now for the waste management, or is this from there from before?
This building was just completed literally a day before Hornbill. The machine was also brought in, but unfortunately at this junction there is no electricity for it. It requires 3 phases, so it is the time constraint couldn't be introduced. The department couldn't introduce it, but that machine is a baling machine. A baling machine basically compacts the waste, so transportation becomes easier because of lower volume.
Do you think having this at the Kisama Heritage Village is only needed during this time of the year, December 1 to 10th? Should we also have this like a revolution of making Nagaland clean and green again, not just Hornbill Festival?
Definitely, that is the goal. Like I said, all it requires is a little bit of effort from a lot of people. Instead of, as you can see, the volunteers going to a lot of effort by a few people. On that note, it will be mostly used over the 10 days, but there is possibility of there are satellite villages all across the area. We have Visama, we have Fesama, we have so many villages that are situated all around it, and I'm sure they require waste management options, and having a site something like this or even a larger one here can cater to Hornbill for the 10 days that it's running, but also when the entire rest of the year it can cater to the surrounding villages.
So you were saying about the source where you're collecting these garbage. That is, could be the morons, could be the stalls. So are they also being cooperative with the Green Guard Nagaland?
Yes, very much. It is a learning process for all of us involved. Also, the morungs, like I said, there are a few morungs that are putting in a lot more effort than the others. Also, but what has happened is what we are noticing is, so Human Matrix is on board here as an awareness building program. They travel with their team to each of the morungs, each of the vendors, and explain to them how segregation is to be done, how it will help us. So the first day, to be very honest, it was a massive challenge for us. But I think over the second, third day, they have noticed how hard we are working. Our volunteers are carrying everything by hand, of course, because of the terrain. On the morung areas, we can't be taking a vehicle. So all the trash is being carried by hand. The morung are noticing all this, and they are putting in extra effort to segregate their trash and make things easier for us.
How much waste has been generated?
On that note, I'll call in Miss Ale. Miss Ale is our team leader from Zub India, a company based out of Kohima and doing a fabulous job and helping running the show down here. So what we are trying to do is get a data collection, data regarding how much is being generated, what can be done with this waste, which will streamline future. Today is the 25th edition of the Hornbill. We are going to have 26, we're going to have 27, we're going to have 30, we're going to go very, very far. The idea of record keeping is it'll ease the process next year. It'll make the years after that easier and easier. So the total dry waste that was collected yesterday during the day hours till from 9 to 5 p.m. was 1,200, almost a little more than a ton of dry waste was collected. PET bottles were, out of which PET bottles were 88 kgs, cardboard was 63 kgs, aluminium was 9.5 kgs. Disposable was also collected. On the first day, we had 20 kgs of disposable glass, and inert waste we had about 350 kgs. Inert waste is basically things that nothing can be done with. What would come into it is your cigarette butts, your shaker packets, stuff like that. Recyclers don't want it because it's not profitable, and nothing much can be done with these ones. Yeah. So this is one of the ways we are bookkeeping. It's very old school, very simple. So we know, Lichon, please get on the scale. So yeah. So we know Lichon weighs about roughly 60 kgs. So he's going to be carrying the waste. Let's get on the waste, right? So when he carries the waste, we record the weight. It's about 80 kgs.
20 kilos.
Yeah. So then we do our maths, and then we know now this is 20 kilos of wet waste. There's organic waste. This is mostly leafy greens that are coming down from the horticulture area, right? This will further be picked up and taken to the van, ready to be sent for compost.
Okay. As we can see behind us, the inert waste is being weighed right now. Now the KMC is coming to pick up the inert waste, which is thrown down the shaft over here, and it goes down. If I can just tell the camera person to pan again, it is thrown down like this. It is weighed first. Now, one of the major challenges that Kremile has put up is also that the trash, the garbage that comes from the morongs or stalls are not segregated. Now, they have also time and time reiterated also right now that the trash, if segregated, then it is going to help a lot with the initiative. Now again, there's lots of food that has gone to waste. Now, if they keep the trash with the food that has been here, there will be a smell, a stench that will happen, and that working will be impossible over here at the waste management unit. That is what he has also cited. So I'm also appealing to the viewers, if you are watching this and you are at Kisama, try to throw your trash in the right dustbins, the right garbage stations as well. And if you see one, just throw your trash accordingly, dry and wet waste as well. So that was Krimile Mehta, the founder of Green Guard Nagaland. Now, they have taken the challenging task of making sure that the waste is collected and there's management on it from different items that have been generated at the Kisama Hornbill Festival at the Kisama Heritage Village. Now, under the hashtag Make Hornbill Clean Again, he's also saying that this could be a future initiative, a very strong movement for waste management over here. And as we can see, one of the most challenging would be to actually source all of these, to make sure that each and every item, garbage, is taken care of and handled for our future. Now, this is a very challenging task. Krimile, thank you so much for taking the initiative and making sure that this is being done right now. And hopefully, all the best for the future for this initiative. So that was today's Plastic Waste Management Unit, where Nagaland News Network has interviewed the founder of Green Guard Nagaland. Now, viewers, hopefully that we are all very conscious about our waste management, and we, like the founder has also himself said, that it all starts with us and how we try to manage our own waste. Esther here with camera person Kamri for Nagaland News Network.